All right, you're going.
Welcome back to Hunter the Absolution. Last time we had a small confrontation as well as a new ally to assist, swayed over by the honeyed words of Bethel and strong convicted promises of camaraderie in the face of these blood-working Tremere. They return, our group, humble and somewhat victorious, return to the abode of Abraham, where they hope to recuperate, gather new clues, and maybe get a good night's sleep. Especially for the two exhausted women who have delved into this world for the first time. While they may hope for the succor of a sweet sleep, they have been visited by phantoms of their imagination, drifting dreams that cling to one another. Last time, for Bella, she got a visit from a familiar green druidic vampire explaining what will come to pass should their deal fall through. And now we shift to Esther, who has been carefully placed into one of the guest houses along with Bella. Nestled in sheets, far fancier than anything you're used to. Cloaked in sage, lavender, and rosemary, scents that you might think of purely for the smell and not for the supernatural warding qualities. Your dreams are a mess of delusions. As you've seen yourself, you're falling. You have been falling for hours, grabbing onto the nearest strands of people that you've touched, your psychometry flowing through them and causing portraits of their memories to fly around you, to smack into you, for you to be forced to watch these strange scenes. Being in contact with Damien for so long in this state where all you can focus on is your active mind with a shut down body, you have seen quite a bit of him. It would be suffice to say that you have read a good chapter of his life already. The strangest part to you is, in his memories, he looks a lot older than he does now. I'm talking man looks 70, 60, and now looks 20.
Wait, who am I imagining?
Damien.
Okay.
Damien, Karna's character.
Oh, okay, Connor's okay.
Yes, you see memories of him, or at least your ability doesn't seem to work forward in time, unless somehow you've managed to gain future sight. You see an older man in his place, wrinkled hands and expression as he's cleaning swords, old tomes, and the like too. The same room, day in, day out, devoting himself to that, while you can hear other members of whatever group he's a part of telling him that they're taking some of them and going on some grand adventure and leaving him behind. Until everything comes down to a letter. A letter that the contents are not exactly clear to you yet, but it was important enough to rouse him from this complacentness and to force him forward onto the path he's on currently. Images flash in your head of Arcanum knowledge. Pieces such as books describing some of the events of tonight, vampirism, but that was not important to him. What was more important to him, as you see, is things such as the Grail, the Lady of the Lake, something called changelings, something known as the Gray, like the Sword of Gray. Of course, Excalibur, and then Caliburn. Various artifacts, such as well, the one that he quote-unquote prided himself on the most in his collection. The Spear of Ganymede. Which apparently did come from the same knight who slew the questing beast, or at least was hunting it. Reports differ. All kinds of artifacts from stories that you grew up reading as more of a, semi-UK national pride kind of thing, considering how famous it is. The stories of Britonia. In fact, I'm going to warn you, this has gotten so bad in terms of how long you've been in this man's memories. You start feeling yourself slipping between yourself and him. It takes a moment to reorganize your existence back to being Esther completely.
Okay.
If you understand what I'm trying to say. It's almost like he's overlaying over you when you're doing this for this long.
Him and me are starting to overlap into my sense of self.
Mm-hmm, exactly. You get it. Yes. But as you refocus yourself, it automatically begins to disseminate back out of you. But it is a haunting experience, as you are well aware now of the threat of what your power could possibly do to you.
Mm-hmm.
All of this shifts one more time. As the world around you becomes hazy like fog, it plummets, it spirals down as you are lost in it. You're like Alice going down the rabbit hole in a free fall. And as you reach the bottom of your dream, your eyes awoke in the real world. In a room you're unfamiliar with. No sound of the university, no sound of heavy traffic, just quiet bird calls and the occasional sound of maybe a squirrel or something running across the window.
I wake up with a jolt, disoriented, and I look around for Damien, the person who helped save me from the vampire, from Simeon. And all I can remember is vaguely meeting a new figure and a supernatural being. No, all I can remember is a vague figure that
overwhelmed your senses.
Yeah, overwhelmed my senses, and everything went dark from there. And all I can think about waking up is whether Kana and the new companion, who appeared to be some religious figure chanting mantras, if they're okay. And I look around frantically in the room to find a new figure there, which is Bella.
Yes, you are. So the two of you are roughly kept in the the door is open to her room and you can see her also resting. There's you see a very beautiful French woman moving from Bella's room outside to yours. She looks like to be a maid. She's dressed in the long traditional maid outfit, you know what I mean? Like French.
Okay.
So she stops for a moment and she looks up at you. Oh, it seems you're awake. Are you peckish? Are you hungry?
I first asked the lady about where I am, as in the location, as well as whose house this is.
This is the guest house of Sir Bethel.
As I hear this name, Sir Bethel, I vaguely recall It being the name of the religious man who we met the other night. Um, I okay. I remain somewhat cautious, and I try to make small talk with her. Was it charisma or appearance that helps with
It's either or.
chatting?
It depends how you need to tell me. You can just tell me. I'll put it this way: you can describe how you're going to use these skills, and you can try to pitch it to me. You can try to say like you could tell me, I'm trying to appeal this way, and I think it should be these two things.
I use my friendly appearance to make her warm up to me, and try and talk to me in a casual manner about like the place rumors and like yada yada yada. Like
Okay.
as if we were close.
Okay. And what attribute and what skill are you trying to combine for this?
Appearance and empathy, I guess.
Okay, sure.
Okay, so that's 6. Okay, that's 6 because I've got 3 in empathy and 3 in appearance. 6 out of 10.
So you got how many?
I've got 6 together, 3 in both.
Cop.
I think if I remember correctly, it's D6. Out of 10.
All right. No. It's slash roll D10, 6 D10.
Yeah, 6 D10. Thank you.
It's a slash roll, and we're gonna see.
I botched that.
I never said what the difficulty was. Don't worry.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so she just stares at you for a moment, and she simply goes, "I'm sure that you seem to be rather stressed. In case of such a thing, I've been allowed to tell you certain bits of information."
Okay.
So, she just tells you the first. You've been out for roughly, if I am correct, about 10 hours. Now, I believe you might be hungry. Is that the case?
Yeah, I am slightly peckish. Could you perhaps bring me a light snack, please? Or maybe some soup to go easy on the stomach?
Of course. I've already prepared such a thing, don't worry. She quickly comes out. She goes out the room for a moment, and you see her within just a few moments come back with a whole set kind of breakfast, like almost like a traditional Eastern style breakfast with like a full set
like
of
the
little
side
bowls.
dishes and the main dish. Okay.
And she pulls off the part of it. I'm not sure if you know about this. I'm not sure if you've had this before. I love it. This is from the East Nose Congee. Rice porridge.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
The rice porridge? Yeah. Oh, it's
okay.
And she explains to you that she has actually do not worry. In the event of this happening, I have been using steam and reboiling methods every 30 minutes. I come in to check on you. Your food has been prepared the entire time, just waiting for you to be ready to receive it. So.
What the heck?
What the heck?
Mystic, what kind of hiring thing do you have? That's so thorough. Steamed and boiled every 30 minutes?
Yeah. Steam heated. So she puts the entire tray in a basically that's so terrifying, to be honest, like that thoroughness. She basically takes the entire tray and delicately reheats it through steam and boiling methods, like through the water outside of it, so it doesn't overcook. So all it does is just reheat without using like a microwave or anything else. All nutrients retained, baby.
Wow. Must be nice being rich.
Now, while you eat, And please make sure to close your mouth. Nobody likes it when people talk with their mouth full. You may ask me whatever you'd like that I'm able to answer for you.
I mean, eating my mouth closed, I thought that was common courtesy.
You'd be surprised. I'm not sure if you've met him yet, but there is a denizen of this manor who turns manners on its head.
Wow.
His name is Kazuki. You'll know him when you see him and or smell him.
Oh no.
Okay.
Already a good start.
Yes, both.
Okay. How do I? I use my perception skill to feel her out, like just gain an overall understanding of her.
Okay.
So, am I allowed to roll with perception?
Yeah, perception and investigation.
Okay. Okay. Good thing I had. Okay, so it's 6 again. 3 and 10. Oh no, 4. No, wait, 7. 4 for perception, 3 for investigation.
Yes.
So it's 7d10. Go on, go on, go on. Wait. Yay! There it is. What does this get me then?
Okay, let me see it all together so I can see.
3.
All right. So this woman, first off, from a surface level, can't tell exactly how old she is. She is rather fair-faced, as well. One of the things that really stands out to you, though, is just the the way that she's looking at you is like a hawk. While she does have a kind smile on her face, she is inspecting you from head to toe in the same way you're inspecting her right now, just a lot more ruthless and not hiding her intention.
Wow, so scary.
She has almost like a platinum blonde, almost bordering on white kind of hair.
Oh, quite pretty.
There are as well her hands, while they are, of course, as she's like, they're dainty, they're graceful. You do see slight traces of scars on them. Not the kind of scar you'd think, though. Like, these look like machine scarring. Like, this girl was using heavy artillery or machinery or like a mechanic kind of injury. If you know what I mean. Like oil burns and like getting nipped by sharp metal bits.
What kind of hiring does Mystic have?
As well, her eyes are once again, almost the same as her hair color. They are almost steel colored.
Hands?
Yeah, her eyes. No, this isn't her eyes.
Oh,
her eyes are. And she, as well, her smile is fixed in a nice, very perfect line.
Wow. This just feels like a horror movie again. Is that all?
I mean, besides her whole attire and everything else, she has before any of your, like, for instance, even like with, no matter how tired you are, if you ever are about to like drop any kind of food or like make a mess, she already is like cleaning it. I'll tell you, like she'll like move a dish to catch any kind of spill before it can touch anything. Her speed is quite intimidating.
Okay.
As well as, generally though, she does not mean you any harm. She seems very devoted to her work, and her work right now is you, apparently.
She's giving me bad vibes. Like, devoted to her work, but her work is coming on me, so when it's not on me, she's gonna go all crazy on me. I have that feeling. Okay. Let me consider my actions then. I ask her to leave the room because I feel kind of shy eating in front of other people.
She nods her head understandingly at you. The moment you ask it, she's already out the door.
Okay, well that's kind of fast, kind of rude. Computer.
Pulls out Star Search, starts dialing 911.
Like the computer cyberpathy, right? Do I have to have a computer to use it, or can I
No, you need tech. With that, I believe you need actual electronics to use cyberpathy.
Okay, because I have a phone.
Yes, but I believe it needs to be possible for that phone to use.
You just gotta access a computer, and that's about it.
She actually does need a computer.
Yes, anything of the cyber-based things, like if it's a cyberpathy, because when I was reading it, it says as long as she has access to a computer, she can draw everything she wants.
Oh, got you.
Yeah,
so it's not limited. Like it's not. So if she uses it has to be a computer.
I mean, I'm not sure it has to be.
Like,
I just know it has to be something to access.
If anybody has access to it, I could double check on that because I'm wondering if it's saying that because a computer obviously has way more function.
It's on site. I know there's something about one of her abilities that is like line of sight based.
Anyway, but I will tell you, in this current place, there is no computer in sight.
Okay. The thing is, I've got a phone on me, so I'm wondering if that could do the same job.
Your phone is out of battery.
Oh! God damn it. This is why you have to carry power banks, guys.
Not just that. It appeared that once you had your little pass out episode, your phone kind of the screen got a bit crunched.
Oh my god! It's fine. I'll take the opportunity to replace it with a laptop, and that way I'll have access to cyberpathy all the time. Okay.
I think you
Using
can also just use a phone.
1 second.
My bad.
Yeah, I do have a phone, but he's saying that it's got no battery, so I can't really do much with that. Because I was planning to use the phone to hack or something like that and check out the location using the internet, but since it's not working, I guess I can't do that. It's fine though. I'll use investigation and perception to look around the room.
Oh, what's your investigation? What's your perception? What are the dots together?
So it's perception is 4 and investigation is 3, so that's 7.
You do not need to roll then. That's an automatic success. You have way more dots than the difficulty.
Oh, okay. That's not bad. I investigate the room.
All right. As you get up, I will also tell you, and I am very sorry to tell you this, you are in a different set of clothes.
Wait, so I've been undressed and
No. Your underwear is still your original pair, the actual undergarments. I was saying you're wearing basically a what's the word? A nightgown, as opposed to your work clothes that you were wearing before. Your scrubs.
So I have to be careful and. Okay. Am I wearing any shorts underneath?
Yeah.
Or.
Okay. This was I'll put it this way. It was very much a respectful kind of change.
Okay, that's okay then. As long as I'm wearing shorts underneath, because nightgowns are kind of short-ish. Yeah. I don't want to be doing anything.
Yeah.
I crouched down. That's an accident waiting to happen. Anyways, please continue.
It's okay. So, I was gonna say so you still had your undergarments on underneath that too. So yeah, anyway, but yeah. So anyway, as you look around the room, you find a few things. You find a picture, like an oil painting of a very pretty girl that you remember for some reason aggressively somehow pushing you out of that Bethel man's mind. Is the same girl was that girl that you saw in that horrific scene of almost his mind fighting back.
So is the man?
One
Oh
moment.
yeah.
What level of cyberpathy do you have?
My cyberpathy is level 2.
So listen carefully. The description for cyberpathy is the psychic can mentally interface with computer systems and electronic networks, controlling and communicating with them without needing direct physical interaction. There are levels to this. Level 1 is sense nearby electronics and lightly interact with simple devices, like the power on a screen or make a device beep, simple things, simple mechanisms. At level 2, it is functional. You're able to read data from a computer and access unsecured files from a remote distance. So imagine it like having a brain chip and you see the screen in front of you through your eyes. However, there are no direct rules for the maximum distance of how far you can affect things. So that is up to Sai to say.
Oh.
So he decides the distance limitations for your powers. However, it is recommended that for level 1, if you have 1 dot, it has to be touch. You have to touch something in order to access it. For level 2, it is your line of sight. For level 3, it is your room or immediate area outside of your sight. For 4, it is up to buildings away unless you're on a local network. Through network, you can extend your range, but from the access point. So what I mean by that is, if the phone is physically an entire building away, you can access that phone. But if you go onto the network of that phone, you can access another electronic, as long as that electronic is not that far from where its origin point.
At your current level, it's line of sight.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh, so okay.
It still costs a willpower to use that stuff, right?
Yes, of course it does.
Gotcha.
I'm not
However,
worried about that.
it doesn't say it. There are certain limitations, but since it is a psychic ability, it is questionable up to you whether you can interpret as the device needing power or not, because she interacts with the spirit of the device technology. Remember that. And there is one thing I would like to make clear. It says specifically electronics and computer systems, so networks.
Yeah.
You are not you can't use analog systems. Remember that.
Okay.
And that would also mean that your phone needs to be connected. If your phone has no service, then or your laptop has none, then there's not really much you can do.
No.
However, I will say, in the year 2000, there is a big plus on this. A lot of things got put on computer systems. A lot of bullshit did. You're gonna be a menace.
I plan to be. Anyways, so see the old painting of the scene of the man.
No,
Is the man?
No, it's the woman. It's the woman that was in his. Remember the one girl that you saw? I showed you the girl in the wheelchair.
The girl in the
Let me
wheelchair?
resend it.
Yeah, resend
Let me
it.
resend
The girl that you
picture?
saw inside of his head. That was like when you tried using psychometry on Bethel.
Oh yeah, that scary lady. Oh.
I mean, she doesn't look. So here, she does not look scary. She looks very forlorn. Almost like the oil painting is a picture of her staring like she looks like she almost like she's like laying in like a pond or something. And there's all these flowers and like other lilies and unbudded water flowers just almost wrapping around her ankles and just refusing to bloom. The whole picture gives a very despondent feeling of entrapment. As if this woman had, like, the slight smile on her face, though, even while in this captivity, it's just very disheartening to you. Like someone who doesn't want anybody to know that they're imprisoned or that they're suffering. it's a suffocating, choking feeling of helplessness from the observer and from the subject. Do you send the picture again, mister?
Give me a second. I'm looking for it.
Yeah, I forgot where it was posted. It was on session images.
I think it was. Let me see.
Because I know it was posted.
There it is. Yeah, you put it in the general chat of the Hanging Gardens.
Oh, Hanging Gardens.
World of Darkness General.
Oh, sorry, World Darkness General. Oh, okay, never mind. Okay, so posted
Okay.
there. Here's it.
Oh, that. Yeah. I
Very
think the reason I
dull.
find it scary was because of the description, you know? Because so far, at that point, I was on a roll. No one was interfering with me looking at everyone's memories. And then that lady shows up and goes, nope, you can't look at this dude's memories.
Exactly.
Yeah. I inspect the picture and look for any, like, hidden nooks or crannies or any discrepancies.
Your investigation's 7, right? Like all the other perception investigations is 7, right? It's a 4 and a
Yeah.
3. Okay. You find there is a strange little, like, the frame itself is spaced out near the bottom. It's very tiny, but there is space for something that you can kind of see has been balled up at the bottom.
More like a groove, like I can fit something inside it.
There might be something inside that groove already.
Okay, there might be something inside that groove. I go back to my soup, take a whiff of it, find it's got no poison, take a sip, empty it all because you can't fight on an empty stomach, and then take the spoon with me as well as the bowl. I put the bowl away in my inventory.
Okay.
In my gear bowl, and then I take the spoon with me,
Okay.
and I use the spoon to like poke the groove of the painting, because if I put my finger in there and it eats my finger, I don't want that to happen. So if I put my spoon in it, at least with a spoon. So,
All right. So you pull out a little white piece of paper.
Okay.
There's something written on it. Small little note.
I open the paper note carefully and have a read of it.
It says, "You know, this painting of me makes me look like I'm dead. Please stop commissioning paintings like this, Bethel. I don't like posing for these. Also, where did you even get a pose of me like this? The reference images you would need are, quite frankly, a bit off-putting. Yours truly, annoyed, always thinking about you, whether I like it or not, Eliza."
Aw, but weird.
Girl, you typing out everything?
That's up to me. I can type what I want.
No. I know. You're taking notes. That's fine. I was just
What
wondering.
about the typewriter?
Girl, I'm not. No, I actively encourage you to take notes if you'd like. I was just saying. I was just wondering. I didn't mean to offend you or anything.
Oh, no, I'm not offended, but I've just thought, why not take notes?
No, it's
Well, I'm not
recommended
taking-
to take notes. You're doing good.
You're doing good. It's
I'm not
recommended.
Yeah, I'm not taking notes of everything, but I just feel like I'm taking notes of every little thing or interesting point, I feel like. Because, like, the note of the paper, I just feel like it's relevant because it just seems like such a quirky little detail. It's also interesting, and I figured there's no point or harm in keeping it because at least I can look back and be like, oh, this happened.
It
Or
is.
if it turns out to be important later, I can be like, yeah, there were hints that Eliza was a bit weird.
Just randomly looks at Eliza during dinner. By the way, I've composed this file about why you're a creep. Just puts it in front of her. Fuck you.
I have a folder and I just slide it across the long dinner table.
Yeah, just in front of everyone else. Like, you know, it's a celebration. You're like, by the way, I think Eliza's fucking creepy. Pushes notes in front of everyone. No, I was saying no. But yeah, good on you. Salter also takes a ton of notes, so does Mystic. So
yeah.
The note there. There's a cute. I will say, there is a cute little drawing of that same girl on there, in a very like chibi style, like puffed up cheeks, like looking kind of like slightly mad.
Okay.
But it's signed under her name, like a signature.
So it's like a little note painting thing.
Yeah, this is a cute little way of like almost It's almost like an emoticon that she drew out of herself.
Okay.
Mhm.
I'll keep it in my folder of her character folder.
Character
So
folder.
that if I need to like bring it out and be like, Ethel, you need to talk to me. This is not normal. And then she can be like, okay.
By the way, Bethel, I have stalked this woman. I know her favorite flavor of toothpaste. She ain't normal. I use psychometry on that shit.
Like, who likes the flavor of chewing gum as toothpaste, you know?
That, to be fair, that would be a major red flag. I'll give you that.
Right? Just trying to brush your teeth. But okay.
So yes. Other than that, there is another painting. There's another painting in the room. It's rather small. It's just a painting of a cathedral. You haven't seen this one before, but it's some cathedral from Paris. It looks like, based on the little signature on the bottom that says "A Night in Paris."
Okay, I'll keep a note of it. If I ever end up in Paris and I need to find the cathedral.
Yeah. As well, there is in the room especially, there are some ornate kind of swords over a small fireplace to the right of your bed. They do not look like ornamental. They look like they are quite sharp and quite diligently cared for.
Okay. I take my scalpels and I sharpen them using the decorative sword.
Of course. You know what? Yeah. It's legit, all right. You find your blades are sharp as hell.
Okay. So, +1 sharpness in my scalpels.
Sure. All right.
And then through that, the ornate swords become slightly less. They become more dull.
Yes, but
okay, good. If the mate ends up coming to try and take the sword and try to start with it, at least I think I'll survive somehow.
I mean, you know, though, to be fair, this is the most realistic depiction I've ever seen of somebody in a situation like this. I will give her that. Girl is thinking ahead. She got the final girl in.
Yeah. There's weapons in the room. I might as well lower their, efficiency. Although who knows, she might smack me with the painting. That could be it.
That could be it. I get done in Mona Lisa style.
Yeah. Okay. Is there anything else? Ooh, you mentioned a fireplace. Can I dig around is the fireplace lit, or can I dig around it and see this?
It is lit.
Okay. The fireplace is lit.
Mm-hmm.
Do I have a glass of water that she left me behind?
Yes.
Okay, I splashed the glass of water on the fireplace.
All right.
Bro's cooking.
Inside are cinders and ash.
Okay.
Now mixed with water.
Okay. Anything else?
No.
Wow. Well, at least I won't burn to death now.
I love this character so much. This is just like perfect. All right. No, I'm serious.
I would like to add
You
something.
are.
Yeah.
I would like to add something.
Sure.
It smells rather nice. It's sandalwood, after all.
That is true.
Okay.
So
I'm getting rid of the death flags before they sprout up.
all right. Aside from that, if you look outside, you see a very beautiful garden and a larger manor in the distance.
And a manor over the distance. Okay.
About like I would say, yeah, almost like maybe probably like half a mile or so up like this large path through this garden.
Okay. So hear me out. I use my perception
Mhm.
and alertness to detect a computer within sight.
Doesn't that require the stats of the thing to sense, or
Yeah, so I've got 4 perception and 2 in alertness.
okay,
And if it works, I'll use my cyberpathy to
copy.
have
Alright.
a nosy of the computer system.
Copy. Roll me 'em. I'm actually excited to see
Okay,
this.
so it's 4 perception, 2 in alertness, so 6. I mean, half a mile is not too unrealistic.
Just
6.
pressing.
Speaking of which,
Press-
Sai, resource 4 is about 100k monthly.
Got you.
Ooh, monthly.
I understand.
There you go. I've got a 4, 8, 9, 3, 7, 5. So no
Alright,
ones.
so you connect with something. You can't tell what it is at this distance, but you definitely got into an electronic system.
In the manor over the distance.
No, it's
Okay.
it's actually in the garden. It's in this it appears to be in this small building between here, like at the very beginning of this kind of gardenish area.
Okay.
It has very simple functions.
Okay, okay.
It has
Simple
simply
nothing.
an on and an off.
On and can I see if it turns on and off from that distance, or am I just
You can turn it.
okay with it?
It's sort of this mental kind of connection in your mind. It's off right now. You can turn it on if you'd like.
Okay, can I turn it on and see what happens? And then if something really bad happens, can I turn it off really quick?
Probably, yeah.
Okay, let's try that then, please.
As you turn it on, you hear a as out from what actually turned out to be a small shed, you see a what appears to be automated lawnmower bust its way out of the door and begin ripping through the garden.
And
It tears up about three bushes of roses.
okay, okay. Hold on. Okay. I can fix this totally. Okay. All right. I will. What the heck? What can I use? What do I have to fix this?
You can turn it off.
No. I can fix this somehow. My thought process is right. I can use some kind of knowledge to be like, I'm gonna style this and make this into abstract art, and no one will be the wiser.
you're gonna try. You're gonna try
Who
and
knows?
guide. You're gonna try and guide it. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, to turn it into a work of art. Because who knows?
Oh, you know what?
He might
You know-
not pay attention to his garden, and I might just be like the new mysterious hired gardener, part timer.
All right. Okay. I would like you, because I'm figuring out what stats would that even begin to be? Okay, what do you think it is?
That's what I'm confused.
Okay, for this, I am going to say. What do you think?
Crafts.
I was gonna say crafts, but I'm not sure if she has any crafts. You know what?
How about
So
science? Because like it's a science to figure it all out.
you know what? Sure. You golden ratio, right?
Thank you. Yeah, it's a 2, so it's not too high. Just to say.
Okay, so science and the main stat I am actually going to request you to use for this is because it is much more of a. You know what? I'm going to say manipulation because you're trying to fool something into not thinking it's as bad as it is.
I mean, would it be manipulation though? Because it's not like I'm just trying to make it into something that's like presentable-ish using the
Alright,
minimal knowledge I have.
Then you know what? Appearance then.
Okay, I can work with that because my manipulation was 1 and I could not win with a 3. I would not have a fighting chance.
Okay. You know
So,
what? This
appearance
is so this is so inventive, and you're being really, really fun with this. So I'm gonna give you something special. All right. If you get a 1 or a 3, you can instead turn that into a success on this.
Okay, so am I still using appearance and science, or am I using manipulation and science?
You're using appearance.
Okay, so that's 3 and 2. Okay.
All right. So you can turn this into
Roll 5d10.
success. Yep.
Come on! Yay!
So,
Oh, yay! Look at that. So that 2 becomes an immediate success. All right, 4 successes. As you begin to push this thing to try and move it, part of the garden is also removed in its cutting path, but it's done so in a way that's pleasing to the eye. From a side view, it looks very interesting. If somebody actually saw this from above, they would realize that you've slowly made the garden into an almost beautiful rendition of your own face out of flowers.
Oh my god. I mean, it's art.
It is art.
I'll just pretend a garden fairy appeared and there was some kind of supernatural who wanted to eat the garden and make it pretty.
All right, so with the rest, would you do anything else with the lawnmower? Now that you have control over it.
I would just slip the. Hold on now. Should I sign it like from Garden Fairy, or should I like just put it back into the shed like none the wiser?
You mean have it drive itself back into the shed?
Yeah. Yeah. I'll drive it back into the shed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'll drive. You know what? I'll do both. I'll sign it with like lawn mowing fairy, and then I'll drive it back to the shed and turn it off.
All right then, nice. So all this from the window. By the way, from this commotion, you see that maid lady just kind of like looking out at the garden. You see her walking between like the flowers, and she's like inspecting everything. She does not look displeased. You see a small smile. You see an actual smile on her face, as she seems rather genuinely impressed by this work.
It's a success! Way! I knew I had it in me to be.
And you see her walking up the manor path, calling out to servants. She's probably trying to figure out who did this and is trying to congratulate them. So she is not in this house with you anymore.
Okay, so I've successfully distracted it. Nice. 2.
Congratulations.
Yeah. 2 birds with 1 rock. Nice.
2 birds, 1 lawnmower.
Uh, 2 bits. Okay. Okay. So I've done that. I've explored everything in this room, right?
Yes.
Just the 2 paintings and the 5. Okay.
Those are things of interest. There is a small desk there, but there's nothing in it. Like, I'm sorry, there's a desk in the room for, like, independent reading, studying. There's a small bookcase. All the books there are just, like I said, American classics. Like, if you want to read Moby Dick.
Okay. I will go to the bookshelf and have a quick flip read of it using my,
Mhm.
great reading skills and a deep dick memory to read the whole bookshelf.
Yeah. Even with a casual flick, there's nothing really that you haven't read here before. It's the same kind of trying to be sophisticated kind of bookshelf.
It's okay. It calms me down. It de-stresses me from this whole thing. Okay. I read all the books. Maybe there's like a secret in the drawer. Let's sit on the desk.
On the desk is just filed out paper in case you need it for anything. It's more like a business kind of thing. There's wax. There's envelopes there. It's very old. It's very old fashioned that this writing desk is completely prepared for postage.
Okay. Can I take not all of it because I don't want to rob him. Can I take some of the stuff?
Sure. There's pens. There's all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, just some enough tools to whatchamacallit, write 3 letters.
Got you. Copy. Okay. It has been received.
Because I feel like
Ladies and gentlemen, you've seen it here. I'm not the only one who says whatchamacallit.
Got you.
because I don't want to rob the place, but I also feel like having too much is not great either. So I feel like 3 is like a good amount. It's like a safe amount.
Okay, copy. So, Pat, you have a small parcel of envelopes, writing paper, and of course, tools to sign it, and as well a small amount of disposable wax seals to seal said letter.
Mm-hmm.
Very fancy.
Good. 3 sets of envelopes. Fancy. Ooh. So if that might come in useful actually. Okay, so I pretty much explored this whole room. The lady's out. You mentioned that Bella was in the room next door.
Directly across from you, like your door. Like when it was open, you could see her. So if you just open your door, you'll see her room is still quite open, and she's just snoozing.
Okay. If I don't want to disturb her sleep. At the same time, I don't know her, so what really? But it will. Decisions. What to do?
What to do? Slowly inching closer. She wouldn't mind like one peek, right?
Since the door's already open, I'll just cautiously have a peek through the room and just have like a scan from my eyes, like.
Oh, it's the same layout as yours. It's the same layout as yours. The only difference is, you find that her room is prepped with a little bit more, we're gonna say, weaponry.
I'm kind of jealous now. But does she get stuff and I don't?
No, like for instance, you see that in her hand. By the way, this is the most damning thing there. In her own hand, her fist is tightly clenched around what appears to be a lead pipe.
Well, I'm glad I didn't walk into that room, otherwise I'd be piped to death.
Like, even though she's unconscious, as a medical professional, you can tell this girl is not letting go of this damn thing.
Yeah, I was gonna leave it alone anyways, pretty much. Okay.
Okay, bye, psycho bitch.
Listen, I'm not gonna kill myself over a stranger. Like, okay. I've pretty much put out all the fires literally in my own room. I don't need to do the same in her room.
I'm so happy you're in this.
Um,
All right. So, anyway, beyond that, I was gonna say her room though, which is really important here. The one thing that's kind of like different, there is a slightly different picture. That's the only difference. Like the oil painting is different.
okay. Well, I'll leave Bella to discover all that. I will leave the
Okay.
fun for her. It wouldn't be great if I hoarded all the mysteries.
Okay.
Much appreciated, fam. We got that girl
No
power
problem.
going.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Do I want to be secretive or do I want to just confidently walk out of my room? I will. See, I haven't used my stealth skill, so I guess I might as well use it. Even if it fails, I'll still confidently walk out anyway, so it wouldn't really do much of a difference. Yeah, okay. Let's use my stealth skill to just stealthily walk out.
Okay. Dexterity and stealth.
Okay. So it's a 3 for dexterity and a 2 for stealth, so that's 5.
All right.
5 D10. Okay, I failed.
What'd you get?
I got 3, 1, 3, 1, 3.
That's a horrible.
Okay, so you botch. So as you're trying to
Yeah.
stealth, you are nervous as all heck. You are a bundle of just waiting to go off. You kick you stub your front toe on the leg of a table, and it's not the pain that gets you, just the surprise of it. And you scramble, you screech, you fall over.
Wow.
But no one comes because there's no one else in the house.
Yay! Great work with the lawnmower! Woo!
Thankfully, nothing's like broken or anything else, but
Yeah.
you did let out. If anybody had been here, they would have known definitely.
Yes.
You are in the foyer now, with like the dining room like to the right. This is a very even for a like more living room because it's a slightly nicer like kind of like farmhouse sized guest house, but there is a very like for Justin's point of view, there's a very different kind of painting out here. It's of 3 children.
Oh.
As well
peculiar.
as you see a young boy who, even though he is looking a lot happier and a lot like more adorable, that is the same religious man you met, Bethel.
Oh.
Next to him, you see
That's so
a
cute.
very wide-eyed and smiling young girl. This must be Eliza from the oil painting. She looks very sweet. And the last boy there, brown hair, tons of freckles. He's very adorable, and he looks like he has enough energy for all 3 of them. But his clothing is definitely the weird part. The rest of the 2 are wearing, traditional sort of fancy outfits that many people would. Button-up shirts for Eliza. It's a blouse. This kid is wearing all kinds of like, you see like fangs on a string like around his neck. He looks like he's perpetually like his hands are all muddy even in the painting. His outfit is very scraped up, sliced, and if you're not mistaken as well, they're around the legs. It looks almost like he's wearing a skirt of various furs and hides over some really ratty looking shorts. His top is
I smell law. I have a feeling something bad happened, and that's why he's such a grump now.
As well as the top, he wears this. He looks like the only decent thing he's wearing in that photo is a sweatshirt that probably doesn't belong to him. It probably belongs to Bethel because it looks to be like 3 sizes too big.
Okay.
The painting is signed at the bottom, and it says it says the 7 days of heaven.
I have a feeling that perhaps Bethel and Eliza were childhood sweethearts, and then this third one was like their best friend, and then something happened. Maybe the best friend betrayed them. Maybe he did. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So painting sign 7 days heaven. Is there anything of the painting like odd letters or like some letters like in capitals or like? Is there anything?
No. It's just that something about this painting, to your senses, it's almost as if you're looking with psychometry without it actually being active. Your brain's just tingling looking at it.
Okay, I trust my senses and that it's... Because you said it's like psychometry, so it must be telling me something.
Your brain feels an almost like, I'll put it this way, the emotional value of this item or the image it's representing is enough to almost auto-activate your psychometry.
Okay, so I definitely need to use it on this then. I'm a bit worried though. Eliza's not gonna pop out again, is she? And like jump scare me like one of those.
Fucking FNAF.
Exactly, because that's what she did last time, and I was like, oh my god, what am I doing? Okay, you know what? Let's do it. If she jump scares me, she jump scares me.
All right, then a willpower.
Psychometry.
All right, use one of your squares, not the dots. Remember, use a square.
Oh.
Yeah, the willpower, you don't use dots. Dots are the permanent ones. The willpower, you use squares.
Okay.
Like, for instance, because the squares come back, the dots don't.
Okay. So, how do I increase my circles then?
You use XP.
Okay.
Yeah, because the dots are your permanent willpower. The squares are your temporary.
Yeah, and then the temporary ones you fill up being in character.
And through resting.
Okay. So 1 willpower's gone. I've got 4 left now. So let's use psychometry then. Let's find out what this painting is telling me.
All right. So I am going to, for a brief moment, change the music to something a little different.
Okay. Oh, is this my Esther music?
It is time for the very different kind of thing.
Oh.
There.
I was about to say Esther reveal. Ooh, Esther La Vista. Ooh, Esther La Vista. Esther La Vista. That might be like new catchphrase. Esther La Vista.
Should be this one, I believe. I'm sure this is the right one. Yeah, this one. Get the bot command and put this in. Open. So the entire image of the world once again shifts for you. And you find as opposed to everything else you've seen, this one's very different. It is not like a venue for you to gaze longingly onto. It is an oil painting in and of itself. You see smudges representing people as they're painted by fingers. You see a lonely boy, and even when he's surrounded by people, he is never truly happy. But when he's with this one girl, he at least knows he's not alone. From the periphery of his vision, in all of these scenes, such as you see him with an older man in this house. Every night he looks out when the moon is full, or just the moon's illuminating the ground. He sees this other one, this wild child, dancing around without a care in the world.
When he looks at the moon, he sees the wild child.
Yeah, dancing around.
Okay.
Eventually, after a few strange scenes that are a bit harder to make out, they're just a bunch of smudges all over the place between the one most likely representing Bethel and the older man fighting with sticks and metal and swords, and it's really strange stuff. The days blend together. They get a bit taller, and now it goes to a camping trip. It looks in some kind of woods, and the wild child appears to be stalking Bethel and leaving dead deer outside his tent.
Oh my god.
There seems to be a strange misunderstanding, a funny laugh, and the next thing you know, it's become a whole different kind of scene. The wild child is being let inside after a rainstorm. Thus begins 7 days of heaven. And that, along with an image of the three of them, those three children all together, is what you see before you are, well, have reached the end of what this portrait can offer you.
Three of them laughing, and then the painting ends with
With the
what did he do?
with 7 days concluded is what it says.
Okay. Okay, that's kind of interesting. I get to know more about Ethel's character. Wow. Okay. Alrighty. So, have I finished the psychometry and I'm back to reality now?
Yes.
Okay. I use my empathy and perception to. Yeah. I'll use my empathy and perception to to clearly think about the image and the scenes and narrow down all the little details and try to narrow down the feelings of Ethel and the other two. So I can like a general kind of idea about the scene.
As I stated, most of these feelings appear to be Bethel's. What guided the end of most of this was loneliness at the beginning and a sort of found acceptance among these. Like, he felt very happy and very normal when he was with these other two. No matter how weird it was with this strange wild child, it was a moment of happiness that existed for him.
Okay, got it.
Eliza was content to be there, and that the wild child, from the slight amount of emotion you can guess, the Eliza and the other person, those aren't their feelings, obviously. These are what Bethel believes they felt. These are still, at the end of the day, all Bethel's emotion poured into this. As well as perhaps that maid lady has some of her emotions stuck in this too. It really does appear in both their minds that this was a true time to be happy.
Okay. All right. So there's the. Is that. Okay, so in the foyer, is that all there is in the foyer then?
There's a few things. For instance, you do see a strange system with a bunch of like bells attached to it hanging on the wall. Little strips of bronze that connect these bells to the wall and a bunch of tubing.
It's probably the what's it called? The like 7 system, you know, when the bell of each room rings, they know which room to go to.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, I was right. Wait. Okay, I think. How long has it been in the game since I've been out of my room?
About the embarrassing thing is, you realize that you've been in that psychometry scene for 2 hours.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! I rush back into my room before anybody comes out.
You find the maid lady's already made your bed. She's not in the house. But
Okay.
your bed has been made and your food was brought out to the foyer for you, along with a note saying, when you're done appreciating the art, it might be in your best interest to go to the main house.
That's so embarrassing. Well, you know what? It's okay.
As well as side note.
She thinks I'm an art connoisseur.
The side note, by the way, on it says, and while you may dress as you like, I would suggest a bit more than a nightgown.
Oh no, that's true. I'm in the oh my god. I blush furiously because obviously it's embarrassing, you know. And even if she's like, what if another servant came and see me in this atrocious attire? I quickly scoff down the food and swallow it with water, and then quickly rush up to my room and have a scavenger hunt of any viable clothes.
There are clothes prepared for you.
Okay.
They're not your scrubs, but these are almost your size. They're not exactly your size, of course.
It's like a blouse and skirt.
Yeah, blouse, skirt, leggings.
Oh yeah, I can work with that. I like that.
Even a change of shoes has been prepared.
Ooh, like what? Like Mary Jane's or like flats?
Mary Jane's. With the very doll like buckle.
Okay. That's cute.
This was probably
that.
as well. Besides the blouse, there is an what's that called again? Like a cardigan that goes over it.
Yeah.
It's heavily. You're given as many layers as you could possibly want. And the last thing is there are even hair accessories in case you need them.
Ooh. Okay.
There's clips, there's pins, there is even as well, I will tell you, there's even, for your convenience, a small note saying that if you do need cosmetics or hairstyling, there already is some offered in the lavatory.
Ooh. Let me give it a think. Hold on.
Copy. I will tell you, if you do go check out the brand, you find yourself overwhelmed by the fact that almost every product is Acqua di Parma. Do you know what Acqua di Parma is?
No, but it's an expensive rare brand.
It is it's considered the greatest hair care product in the world.
Wow.
It is expensive, but more importantly, it's difficult to get your hands on because of how few they make bottles.
Okay.
I think one bottle is worth like, what is it? Like 150?
So what I do is I brush my hair and I put my hair in a ponytail using using the like that, like a metal hair stick thing, you know? Like I use it to like keep my hair together in a bun.
Oh, got you. Basically, so just a hair. Like I think it's literally called like a hair pick.
Yeah. It's made of metal, so I keep in my hair. Wait. Yeah. I'll first sharpen it using it. I'll first sharpen it using the ornate sword.
Okay.
Then I'll use it for my hair in a ponytail. I feel like a ponytail's much better, yeah. And then I'll use the clips to maintain my hair a bit more because there's always probably some like sticking out hairs, and I'll use that clips later on to open doors if I need to.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think I'm all good.
All right.
Oh, I'll check the bathroom for cosmetics and just keep in my
There's
inventory.
there's any. I will tell you right now. For cosmetics, it's not like a crazy amount, but it covers everything you'd need. And at least, I'll put it this way. Clearly, this was given as a broad statement, but there's not like individual cosmetics. There are full out like makeup palettes there, for instance, for how broad the products are.
Perfect, because if I need to disguise myself later, I have it in my inventory just in case.
All right. So you are all ready to head over there, which means in the meantime, I am going to then wake up. This time, it is time for you, Terakochi.
Wait.
Oh, damn.
Oh
Wake
my
up
god,
time. Rise and shine.
Terakochi!
Rise and shine.
Oh damn.
Hey, wake up.
He passed
That's
out on
right,
me.
rise and shine.
Hello?
Yeah, you there?
You hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, finally.
Yeah, you can be heard.
I'm weak.
All right.
What happened?
So, it's time for you. So,
Yes, where am I?
as you are actually sleeping in the yard after your
I'm sleeping in the yard.
yeah, you know,
Like on the grass?
at least I mean that's where you wake up.
On the grass?
Wait. Are they okay, man? Because I did that lawn mow the yard.
You did.
Yeah,
Don't
but-
worry.
yeah,
Don't
not
worry.
bad.
He's okay. As it's time for his as there's guests over, by the way, Terakochi, you find that you're surrounded by about 4 maid servants, all of who have cleaning supplies in their hands.
What happened? Why am I on the ground? In the backyard?
They look at you and they go, "You know why you're over here.
Huh? I don't.
It's time for your shower."
Oh my
Eh?
god.
I don't need your help. Leave me alone.
They look. We got orders. They look up. They look up at the near like one of the study windows, and one of them calls out, "You said you wanted it done in the yard, right, Master Bethel?"
I hiss and just stammer back. Leave me alone. Who needs a shower?
Oh my god.
If he gets fussy, stab him.
Oh my god. Oh.
No, get away.
So they while they're doing this, they're trying to keep you busy. You don't notice that Lucille is behind you with a hose, and you are just sprayed. As you fall over in surprise, the rest of the servants jump on you and proceed to just start attacking you with sponges and soap. We're not talking like person soap. We're talking like dish detergent. To get the freaking grime off your skin.
Please. Mercy, have mercy.
It kind of sounds like you're washing an animal.
Yes.
Wait, do I have clothes on or am I just butt naked in the yard?
Oh my god.
You have been changed into a fresh pair of clothes. Which
And they're watching me with my clothes on.
Yeah, they don't want to touch your bare skin.
At least let me take off my clothes. Goddamn.
Mm.
Can I start to undress?
I'm actually gonna change the song, the actual OST so that fits a bit more with him.
I take off my shirt and my pants.
You are immediately hosed again.
Fine, I get it. Let me wash myself. Now go away. This feels degrading.
All right. As you're saying, you hear. As I'm just going to have to sing a little bit better to fit the mood of this. So one of the maidservants pulls out a what appears to be like one of those large sponges. Another one pulls out what appears to be a freaking mop, and she just starts attacking your back with it. And she tells you, and that's for looking at me weird.
What do you mean looking at you weird? It's normal to look. What do you mean? Don't you get paid for this?
What? Master Bethel said if you ever perform any form of sexual harassment.
What do you? This is not sexual harassment. Leave me alone. I just want.
By the way, Mystic, just so you're aware, much to Lucille's idea for this activity, she told you it would probably raise morale for the girls to be able to take out their frustration for his treatment of them.
Can I sprint away? Can I use my stamina to just sprint away?
As you try to get away, I'm gonna tell you something. You hear Lucille trudging after you.
Do I need to roll for this?
What's your dexterity?
2.
No, she catches you.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
She pushes you to the ground. She pushes you to the ground with her.
Let go of me. I don't want to shower.
And tells you, unfortunately, as the head maid, it's my duty to clean the undesirable parts.
Thank God.
Your underwear is torn off.
I can.
And you see her, and she tells you, "We're gonna get you squeaky clean."
No, I'm just butt naked right now, fully nude.
You are mercilessly assaulted by a cloud of suds.
This is not. This is very grating.
By the time that you're done, she just nonchalantly walks away and just throws a towel over you. You'll find a change of clothes waiting for you inside. Make sure that you change before our guests get here. If any of our guests see you as you are right now, she gives you a disgusted look. I'll make sure it doesn't happen again.
I turn my face and roll my eyes. You know, just for this, I'm not gonna wear any clothes.
What'd you say?
Just for this, I'm not gonna wear any clothes.
She just hums for a second. I know we weren't allowed to use real ammunition on you.
Obviously.
But I believe... She looks up for a second. Master Bethel, you said that rock salt was still fine, yes? She pulls out
Use bleach if you have to.
She pulls out... she's pulling out a salt gun, Mystic.
Oh no.
You survived.
Fine.
Oh, don't worry.
Give me your best shot. I'll enjoy this.
You see her, she takes the gun, and she's not aiming at your body, she aims lower.
Oh no. Can I cover her in time?
She's telling you, she's just using it there as almost like a threat, and she's just telling you, go on. You know how far I can shoot?
Yes, your aim is quite impeccable.
And that's what happens when you serve in the French Foreign Legion.
Goddamn Frenchie.
Be careful.
Don't you have any food to make? Just leave me alone.
Do I have food to make? No, not
Yes.
currently. My only mission right now is to take care of a dirty dog.
Well, I don't. I bark at it rough.
Cute. Not cute enough.
What is your problem, woman?
My problem is that this is, once again, another case of us forcing you to bathe.
Showering is
next-
for white animals.
Sometimes I wonder why Master Bethel really decided you were an asset. Although I have
Yes.
seen you do some admirable things.
Because I'm his number one partner.
She smiles a little bit kindly at that and she goes, yes, you are. Now, I'll make you a deal.
What do you want?
If you promise to behave and get dressed, I'll make you whatever you
Can I have
want
a
for lunch.
squeeze?
I'll make you whatever you want for lunch.
I'll think about it.
By the way, I'm just saying like right now. And she tells you, "No, hurry. I believe that one of our guests, while she's enthralled by a painting,
A
might soon join us."
she? Woman?
Yes, a woman.
A woman with paintings.
Now, I believe
I am
have
an artist.
Ain't no way.
I believe I have told you all you need to know. There's a pretty girl who I'm sure you could maybe impress.
All right, I'll dress my best then. You've convinced me.
Thank
no
you.
way.
As she gets by the way, as she gets up, I want to tell you something. This whole scene was watched by
who?
by Esther.
But everyone.
Esther, you did see this scene.
Oh my.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
The
That's so
expression of
embarrassing.
disgust.
Oh
Seeing
no.
a pink lady.
No.
By the way, Bella, in your sleep, a smile appears on your face. Someone who deserves it is suffering.
Oh my god.
In her dreams, she's seeing nothing more than lollipops, candy canes, and the suffering of a certain individual.
Gotta get a break. Oh my god.
Her dreams went from nightmares to nothing more than blissful paradise.
You are gonna get a break, but you did say yourself that he doesn't shower, so I had to do this to you.
But fine. Can I just put on cologne or something? Isn't that good enough?
Why
Oh
would
my
you change your
god.
personality?
If you say that to her, she's gonna look at you and just say, "And here I thought I was French."
Well,
You remind me
what
of.
they say, what happens in Paris stays in Paris.
She smiles at you.
We're not in Paris though.
She tells you.
Anyways.
She smiles at you and she just says, "If you'd like, there's a perfect brand of perfume and cologne for men like you."
Give me
It's
your most
called-
expensive.
Men like
She's-
you.
And she smiles and she just goes, "Have you ever heard of Dracar Noir? It's dirt cheap, dirty. and it smells and
Ladybug.
she smiles like delightfully at you. And murderers and pedophiles and stalkers use it to cover up all kinds of horrible smells."
Hey, I ain't no pedophile.
That's horrifying, but on a side note, sounds useful.
Oh no,
I may be a
Dracar-
predator,
it's-
but I am no
it's-
pedophile.
Keep in mind-
So here's the thing. The
Oh.
joke is Dracar Noir is just a super powerful cologne, and I mean no hate to Dracar Noir. I think in certain that certain scents smell pretty good. It's just, I'll put it this way so you guys understand. Dracar Noir is so powerful. You can smell it from like 3 doors down. It is
Ooh.
such
Anyone
a
wear
it
that?
is
Yeah, it is.
insanely powerful perfume, perfume cologne. That's the thing,
yeah.
though. Dracar
Does it
Noir.
mean
Let's move on now.
Tifukichi has like no stealth then?
Yeah, he would stink so bad.
Negative.
By the way,
'Cause the thing
keep in mind that he said, "Oh, I'm not a pedophile," which means the stalker allegations are real.
Yes. It is fine.
Oh my god.
Oh
deny
my
it.
god!
I won't
Anyway,
deny it. It isn't out of character.
So
Ah, you know what,
anyway,
fine. I'll
Got a
get
good meat
dressed,
for
I
you,
guess.
Teratoshi.
I got a woman to impress.
I'll never look at you in
I
a
head,
positive
I head
manner,
back to
though.
my room. I go to my room. What do I have in my closet?
you have many fancy things that have never even been removed from their from their actual
They
plastic
just have
cover.
dust.
No, they're
Just collecting
protected. They're protected
Oh.
by the plastic cover that was never opened for the various expensive outfits that have been bought for you in the past.
Louis Vuitton, or wait, what are the brands? Let's
That's
see.
up for the Mystic can decide. Mystic, what brands have you bought this
Mystic.
month?
What did you buy for me? Please bless me with some.
Dollar store.
What the? What do you mean, dollar
Are you serious?
No, please. Don't.
IT's not expensive.
I need to impress someone. Come on, give me something.
Dollar General, the Goodwill.
Walmart.
Bro, I will just go in my boxers if you don't give me something.
All right, I will
Give me
tell you.
something
You know
good.
what? I'm gonna tell you. They're
What a
not
suit.
like they're not name brand. but they are tailored. So they are fancy because they're
Alright.
tailored to you.
For the first time in my life, I will wear some fancy clothes. Even if it's against my will.
All right. You look actually quite decent for once.
I checked.
When you, by the way, I will tell you, when you actually are fully groomed up and you don't look as bad, you effectively have an appearance of about 2.
Let's go. From 0 to 2, let's go.
Yeah, it's almost like the 0 and 2, or because the 0 is because you were caked in your own filth.
Anyway, can I smell my breath? What does it smell like?
Do you brush your teeth?
Occasionally. Like I use mouthwash.
So you don't brush, you use mouthwash.
Yeah, but Bethel probably forces me to go to the dentist, so
Force.
it makes me unconscious, I guess.
Caveman?
Drags my body.
Oh
So,
my god.
I
You
will tell
guys.
Bethel, how is this
So
your partner?
So your teeth are very clean, I will tell you. As Lucille would not suffer that in this household. She has literally strapped you down to a table and brushed your teeth forcefully before.
That sounds about right.
I believe that has probably scarred you enough into keeping care of your teeth.
Yes, I use mouthwash from time to time. Don't worry.
But yeah, no, you're not bad looking. That's the thing. Just like, once you get this shit off of your face,
Oh, my body feels a lot lighter now.
it does actually. It feels physically
It
lighter.
seems nice. You know what? Maybe I'll shower once a year. I think to
Oh
myself,
my god.
this isn't so bad.
Hey,
What do I do now?
Adel, if you ever get a chance,
Do I have any?
use the meme reaction when you see him.
I
Oh
look for
my
some
God.
mints.
Do you have any what?
I look for some mints.
Oh yeah, definitely. There's a ready supply. In fact, all you need to do is just look at the giant pile of gifts from Bethel and Lucille that are just mints.
I have a mountain of mints.
Among other self-care stuff that has never been touched.
Oh my god.
Nail clipper. I don't need this. Oh, mints.
Oh my god.
Let's go. I
You
just
might
saw
as well
back.
be a werewolf.
You swallow the whole bag. You're like,
Yeah,
Oh my god.
I just chug it down. Look in the mirror and just say, looking good. Well, I'm off. Wish me luck.
You
I
have
talk to
this
myself.
single. After eating a whole pack and washing it out with water, you have the mintiest
Yeah.
burp that shakes the house.
It's cool as ice.
All right.
Anyway, I hype myself up. You got this. Let's go. And wait, where do I need to go again? To the guest?
You just need to wait for but a moment.
All right.
Okay. So, as you wait, we're gonna say so. Esther, as you begin to enter the house, this larger manor,
Yeah.
the maid smiles at you and just says, "I'm glad you found your way there." And she was waiting for it. She was kind of like waiting in the foyer herself. You see her opening up a newspaper.
Okay. I ask her what she's reading.
Oh, I'm just simply looking into something that Master Bethel asked me to.
Could you expand on that? I do have some interest in the news, so I'll be really appreciative if you could
Oh, of
share
course.
what.
I did not mean to be dismissive or rude. I apologize.
No, it's okay. What's on the newspaper?
She just tells you there's an inquiry into recent event at a certain university hospital, but you wouldn't know anything about that. She teases, would you?
Hit right in the heart.
She laughs. I did not mean to be cruel. I'm sorry. It's just I can't help but tease when people are rather adorable.
Wow, you're one sadist.
I have been called a Spartan commander before.
Wow, that's such a cool name. How did you get it?
Well, she just looks at you. I've served in the French Foreign Legion.
Oh.
I was stationed in Afghanistan for a while.
Oh. Okay. That's so cool. How did you end up working for Ethel then?
I ended up working for his grandfather, actually.
Wait, how? No, never mind. You should have asked a lady that age. That's cool.
There's no shame in my age.
Oh.
I'm not gonna tell you though.
Oh, okay.
Could be this.
Oh, there's no shame. Oh, well, yeah, you could ask. I'm just not gonna tell you.
Exactly.
Nice try, though.
She starts laughing at you, and she
Oh my
says, "You're gonna
God.
try a little bit harder than that."
This is one crazy sadist thing. Okay, it's fine. I use my appearance and investigation to make her tell me.
You know what? She'll just tell you flat out if you really want. If you're really curious. By the way, Mystic, I did change her age for an important reason. So she tells you just flatly, "I am roughly around. Yes, I am 35."
Wow, younger than I thought. Oh,
How old, would you say that? She looks at you and says, "How old did you think I was?" You see her arch an eyebrow at you, almost threateningly, slightly. "How old did you think I was?"
I don't know. I just figured since you worked for his granddad, you probably worked here for like a young age. So I was like, sorry.
I started working.
My dad was
I
here.
started working for his grandfather when I was roughly 16.
Wow, you were young.
Were. Jesus.
Don't worry, I'll get it for you, bro.
Okay, you're young now. Like that's so young. Did you? How come you had to work at such a young age?
Well, I told you, I joined the French Foreign Legion when I was actually only 12.
12?
I was technically in the middle of a terrorist hostage situation when I was 8, but neither here nor there.
Oh my god! What
I
kind
was
of life are
involved
you living?
into quite a few incidents that led to me being adopted into the French Foreign Legion by a squad. I was not officially a member on the books until I was 13.
Wow, I furiously shake at both her hands, like with like slight tears, like, oh my god, you're so brave. Well done.
She just looks at you with a smile and she goes, "I appreciate it, but it's rather brave as well to go against the forces of the night."
I don't know about that. It was more of an accident or anything. It was a patient. It's a whole thing. Less important than you.
Trust me, I feel the same way. It's not my fault that I began blowing up the heads of interesting people with a AK-47, but we're just going to say that was, one, as you put it, accident.
I'm very glad I don't have an AK-47 because otherwise I'd be feeling really special right now.
But no, in all honesty, I'm impressed with your work. You managed to assist Bethel, and you managed to survive. You have a good head on your shoulders. Be proud of that.
I smile awkwardly and say thank you.
Now, before you think that I'm going to do something awful to you, I'll tell you that Bethel is waiting for you in his study upstairs.
Oh, okay.
Although I'm wondering if he's going to want all of you to be present or not. He never told me. I will tell you something about him. As much as he likes to say that he has it all together, he can be quite scatterbrained at times.
Okay. I thank Ethel. Ethel. I thank her and
Oh, I forgot
shake
you
her
didn't tell you
hand.
her name. She stops for a moment. She goes, "Oh, that's right. You never were informed of my name, Lucille."
Okay. I thank Lucille and hug her, and then I proceed to walk up the stairs and go, embarrassed.
As you go upstairs, she looks at herself in the mirror, and then she just goes. She bows at herself. Am I really that old?
Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I didn't make you read the question everything.
Don't worry, in the process, I've been making the memes. That's the next one.
All
You're
right,
young, I promise. It's my
So, yeah.
fault.
Bella, you wake up.
Alright. As
This
soon
happiness.
as she wakes up,
I think I need to give you a different theme for this real quick.
yeah, don't worry, I'm gonna do 2 different things. It's gonna be beautiful.
Mhm.
Oh, let me go for my narrative once you change the music. I got this. I got
Oh,
something to cook.
You ready for like the dark and brooding song?
Not right away. Like, change it up. Hold on, I gotta find something sharp.
No, actually, I know what you got. I know what you need. Give me 1 second.
No, I need something sharp for myself. I gotta get in character.
I got you. Give me 1 moment. It should be around here. There you are. So this is so Bella.
Yep.
As your eyes begin to shift open, the events of last night coming to a abrupt end as they were looping within your mind. You find yourself in an unfamiliar place.
Alright. Give me a... That should hurt my foot. Alright. I'm in character. Alright. See, Bella is gonna wake up a little bit from a wonderful dream, you know. She was having a perfect dream of just kicking some dude in the nuts and listening to his wails of some humiliation he had gone through. We're not sure who the character was, but I think the character knows who he was. But after waking up and looking around her, she was a bit confused. Her thoughts were a bit scattered. So, she would try to look around herself, seeing what was possibly around, to like jog her memory if that possible.
Hmm.
Anything that she could see while laying down, that is.
You see an oil painting of a man that looks similar to the one that you met last night, but a bit older, not by much,
Right.
with much more gray and silverish hair. His eyes look cast off as he looks down at you. The oil painting has a sense of superiority to it.
Oh. Bella would slowly get out of the bed, a little bit entranced by the picture, wishing to take a more proper look at it.
He looks almost identical to the man that you met last night.
Huh.
Just maybe like a year or two older.
Alright. As Bella stares at the picture, she would start to recall the man she had met last night. At first, just the fact that something had happened, which was a bit horrific in her eyes, remembering, man, that noise is insane. Anyways, yeah, she would start to recall what happened, like, the night prior. Recalling the fact that she had gotten into a fight with her roommate. It felt blurry, but she knew something had happened, but it was in self-defense, she had told herself. She had moved on from that. But reflecting on it more, she felt guilt. She wasn't sure if the person... Well, she knew they were dead. The things she had done, she could not forget the things she had done. She had enough time to look at it afterwards. But when she recalled more about the individual in front of her, she recalled the incident of the limousine, the weird dude who tried to view her as a stripper, the fact that he got pepper sprayed,
No.
the memory of just wanting to kick that dude in the balls. Somehow that memory was a little bit more apparent. Maybe there was a hidden meaning behind it. Maybe for some reason it was a very strong desire, as if there was a reason behind it. Like a deeper reason than even she knew. But she would cast it off. Recalling more about how the guy at least did help a little bit. Maybe she'd let it off. She wasn't sure yet.
Please do.
After a bit of reflection, she would remember the hospital. What had happened, the man that came through, what she saw. Her arm would shake a little bit at this point, recalling that horrific image once more. But at least this time she was prepared. She calmed her mind, steeled her reserves, and continued to recall. Recalling the fact that she had relied on something. She was not sure she could emulate it in such a manner, but she at least recalled what it was done, what it could do, how it was activated. It was a response, a trigger. Maybe with practice she could properly utilize it in a more effective manner, she thought. But that's for another time. She's not even sure where she is, but she'd check in a second. But as time goes on, and the more her memories reflected, the fight began, the actions she had to commit. But a quarter of the way through, she remembered something. The very thought process that she had gone through when she was starting to get a little bit more into it. The fact that she had even considered using the very girl they had brought in as nothing more than a means, as a shield. Willingness to sacrifice a life just to kill that very individual in front of her. That was something she was not ready to accept. She herself could never be like that.
It hits you like a weight now when you realize just how far you were willing to go in the moment.
Yeah.
It's like a hangover that you can't get rid of. The guilt.
Yes. The mere thought of it, the action that she had been willing to commit, even the fact that she didn't even see it as a negative. It was just tossing aside trash, she had thought. She was shaking. Tears were slowly starting to stream down her own eyes. This was a person she'd known, and yet she was so willing to disregard them. Just for even a mere moment, just to attack some individual. She was sure there was other ways, but attacking felt like the only solace she would ever have.
You can feel the bile rise in your throat.
Yeah.
As you thought about
the
how
action,
easy it would have been.
Yeah. The action in itself, the fact that she could even feel and understand how she could have done it with ease. Without even a second reaction, she bolted to that trash can, hurling up like just nothing but acid. She had not eaten. It was terrible. The pain in her throat. But the mere thought of it resurfacing just made her hurl more. She couldn't stop. There were tears. She wailed. This pain was honestly something more of retribution, she'd say. A punishment for her own actions that she was about to partake in. She should not do this. If she was to remain true to herself, she at least should not harm another innocent. That is what she believed. And yet, in her eyes, even if the person had been under an influence, they were unconscious, they were defenseless, they were innocent in that sense. They could not attack her, and yet she'd used them as a shield, or at least attempted to, before the person ran off. What a miracle that was, she thought. But then recalling going up the stairs to hunt down this individual, the worst thing she recalled was that very gargoyle she saw. That creature. Such a horrific creature. Even the fact that it was willing to fight all of them. Without even a thought, she already knew she was outmatched, and yet she had considered attacking it. If it weren't for Bethel telling her not to, telling her to refrain, and her own very willpower trying to fight it at the same time, she would have clashed with it. She would have jumped in there, even if it meant death. The very pleasure of fighting that thing would have been more fulfilling than even she would like to admit. She reflected on that. Truthfully, she hoped she never saw that gargoyle again. But at this current moment, nothing was guaranteed. She knew that. Hopefully, Bethel did resolve things with that gargoyle. Hell, maybe in the near future, she might even count her as an ally. But the thing that she couldn't help but ponder was what happened to the man that she had tried to fight. Did he run? Did he go to maybe a contact? She had suspicions that man was definitely not the main culprit. Probably just another pawn in a great game, she thought. That's all this game ever was. That's all it ever is. It made her wonder, was killing that man a good option? Was it the only option? Were there other methods she could have taken? After all, a single blast had scorched out all that gunk and those other people. She even observed and looked at the people. The ones that have the, well, drug in them, so to say. She'd recall what the person had taken from her, that very pipe. She'd search her body just to make sure, finding that it was not there.
As you search your body, you find yourself completely clothed as you were. Your clothes have not been changed. And in your hands, still clenched as an extension of you, in your fist, you find the pipe that you had chosen as your weapon.
Ah, alright. Bella would look at this pipe. Suddenly, a memory. A horrific memory had returned to her. She even looked at her very hand, seeing blood, bone. After all, she did punch through concrete, if she recalled.
No, but you weren't wounded by that. You were just wounded by the heat. That's the worst part she remembers.
Yeah.
Just that.
There was blood still. I'm just gonna add that as theatrics. But yeah,
Maybe there was blood. It
It
probably wasn't hers.
when she tried to open her own hand, the pain she felt. Because she had burnt her hands while trying to wield this weapon. Not even letting it go.
But
It was
now,
excruciating.
that pain had healed. There was not even a burn mark from last night.
Oh, so she's not hurt? Okay.
Nope.
Alright, well, let me add on to the twist.
All bruising methods, from everybody should be gone.
Okay. Yeah. As she'd opened her hand, instead of seeing a horribly damaged hand with burn marks all over it, she saw nothing more than a healthy hand. This realization was a bit too shocking. She dropped the pipe in the process of this shock, wondering how it was even possible. What was even going on? The memory she was experiencing, the incident she'd encountered, even then, what came next was the worst part. It was the recollection of the dream, the very individual she had met. Even if they had tried to hide it, she could feel it. There was pressure behind that individual. There was a power that even she was not able to compare with. Maybe during that time she was calm, but at this current moment she was panicking, hyperventilating. She was experiencing a genuine panic attack. She had not experienced these since she was a child. Well, honestly, ever since she saw what even she couldn't explain as a child.
Indeed.
The tears kept rolling. She could barely breathe. This went on for, let's say, about 30 minutes. Before she finally at least steeled herself a little bit. Grabbing the blanket, she'd wipe her tears. Maybe taking a little bit of snort with her nose to keep any like falling out snot from like continuing. Wiping her own nose.
So, after you collect yourself, you see a rather beautiful French woman, a maid, at your door. Excuse me.
Oh yeah.
I'm aware that you are resting. but your presence is requested by Master Bethel.
By Bethel, huh? She'd say a little bit weakly. Her eyes still red.
I could bring your meal up there if you prefer, or I could tell him to wait for you if you'd like.
I'll go there now. She'd say, slowly getting up. Do you know exactly where this spot is?
Yes, I do.
Alright, and can I ask whom you might be? I don't know where I'm at. Exactly.
My name is Lucille. I am the head maid here.
Head maid.
Yes.
It's interesting. And whose residence is this?
Master Bethel's. Currently, you're situated in one of the guest houses on
Oh,
his property.
she'd look around the room again, starting to finally collect the pieces. Well, that would explain the painting.
That is of Atticus,
Atticus.
his late grandfather.
It looks similar.
That was the same face his grandfather had when he died. She just tells you blatantly that barely aged version of Bethel with the silver straight hair is what a grandfather looked like.
So that's how he looked when he passed.
That youthful. No, she looks at you. Yes, his grandfather died after his parents did.
Well, that definitely is not something that you should experience. Well,
Yes. What matters worse is that people bring up the youthfulness of his grandfather as something impossible.
hmm.
And she tells you, she points at that portrait once again. And for the last time, I will reiterate this point so it does not catch you off alarm later when you see these images.
Okay.
That is how he looked before he died.
I'll keep that noted. Alright. My apologies, I have a bit of a headache.
That is normal. You had sustained strange cranial damage.
What?
Nothing.
I don't recall hitting my head at all.
Yes, you did not hit your head as much as you were dropped upon your head.
What? No. If I did fall, at least on the grass, I was hoping.
I don't know the whole story. I believe Bethel could tell you. All I was told was that it was you missed something about a mishap and you falling.
That... I guess I'll ask Bethel, because that doesn't make sense. Falling on grass shouldn't...
I
be
believe
that
it was
horrific.
concrete.
Oh, I was sure I was on grass. Bella was a bit more confused at this current moment. Well, who knows? It was a weird night. It was...
Yes, and I'm sorry for your loss of reality.
It's fine. Not the first time I've been completely confused about life. Anyways, I don't want to keep Master Bethel waiting.
Yes, he'll be waiting. He's waiting for you upstairs. It would be in everyone's best interest for you to get a move on.
Alright, very well.
I'd love to stay and chat with you, but there is a limit to his patience.
I understand. We can chat a bit more later. It's not an issue.
Though, I will say, out of all of our guests, Esther, I believe you'll have a lot of fun talking to her. I had a lot of fun.
Ah, well, I'll keep her in mind.
Meanwhile, Adel is like, crazy sadist lady. So, yes, I believe, is everyone still awake?
I mean, I'm alive.
Adel, you up?
Adel, I heard you typing. Can't be dead yet, can you? If she passed out mid-type, I have to admit I'm kind of impressed. Let me check. Adel, you there?
Yeah.
All right, good.
There.
Good.
All right, so we're gonna have a small thing and we're gonna end off session, okay?
Yeah.
So,
Hold on, Adel, you got this.
so Esther, you have been
Mhm.
waiting. So as you're walking up to the study you were told to, there is a rather well dressed, well groomed man. The same man that you saw getting an impromptu shower or bath in the courtyard.
Yikes.
As
Adel, don't
well,
forget the face.
I will say
Yeah.
though, Bella, now that you're awake though, there was a small change of clothes given to you.
Oh, okay. Well, then I'll also
Um,
change, because I think mine would have looked horrible to come up to a room for this.
You have an outfit that is very similar to the one that Esther was given. So blouse, cardigan, skirt, leggings, the whole and the Mary Janes.
I mean, normal stuff, okay.
So as you trudge up, so as the three of you are gathered there, Lucille hurriedly walks by you and knocks on the door and just simply says, "They're gathered. It took a while, but your new fledgling has finally awoken from her dreaming." Mystic?
Mystic.
Bro, you
Mystic,
passed
if you
out.
passed out, I'm gonna throw a shoe at you.
Oh my god.
Mystic.
Mystic, I will spam
Hold
your
on, bro. I
goddamn
was
thing, bro.
relaxing in my living room.
Relaxing
I was chilling.
in an intense moment?
Bro, what tense moment? There's no tense moment.
The only tense moment right now is Yin preparing himself for what comes tonight.
Yin?
Oh my.
Ah.
Anyway.
Okay, dark, somber.
Yes. I told you. And she knocked on the door. Yeah.
Well, let them in.
Of course, the oaken doors, dark and glossy, continuously and meticulously waxed, are gently swung open with a ghost of a creak. A low groan from the wooden flat boards beneath. You guys see a beautiful study before you.
Oh.
You may describe it however you'd like, Mystic.
Sorry, what was that?
Your study. You can describe it however you'd like.
Give me a moment.
Mystic is like, I have my whores on one side and my crack on the other. They must not intermingle.
Bro, don't worry, I'm prepping this time.
Prepping.
I gotta
Unlike
prep
Yin.
for the right mentality.
Hmm.
Don't worry, you'll get it.
Mhm.
So, as you guys come in, unlike how it is outside, there's a very, very heavy feeling as you enter. It's not necessarily because the room itself is heavy, but it's the person sitting at the head of the table. A very different kind of attitude. It's preparation, if you will. It means that whatever we're about to talk about is not something light or easy. The room itself is old. There's a sort of musty smell, but it's not necessarily because of the fact that it's not been cleaned. It's more like the smell of wet wood. You can't kind of tell where it's coming from, but that's the general gist of it. There's a sort of a small round table, wooden, and on it you see a few papers and documents, and seats for all of you to sit. Nice and cozy, if you will.
Yeah.
Oh, you're welcome to sit down.
Alright.
Um,
Alright, before
Alright.
Bella would sit down, she would give you a curtsy. Mainly because of how her family raised her. So she has to have it. Then she would proceed to go. What about everyone else?
So you all take a seat.
I know
Yes.
I took a seat. I don't know about the other two.
Did you take a seat as well, Esther?
I think
Maybe we
she-
should end it here. If Adel is kind of like falling in and
Yeah,
out,
I mean,
I think.
we can maybe continue
Hello?
next time. If we have to.
Yeah.
It'll
there?
you good?
Are you?
Adel, would you like us to pick us up another time and let you get some sleep?
I can continue for like 10 minutes. I think I'm, yeah.
No, in that
Alright.
case, I think it would be best to cut it here.
Let's cut it here, so then,
Okay.
you know, next time we can just go into the full discussion.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.